Good evening and welcome to FDN News. I'm Kaylee Hendrickson. Last month, an armed suspect terrorized the city of Huntington. Tyler Sellers shot a gas station clerk, led officers on a chase, crashed into a police cruiser, and in the end took his own life. For a portion of the 20 hours of chaos, university leaders placed our campus on lockdown. In the aftermath, university leaders worked to increase security measures over spring break. FDN Shelby Price has more on the effort to make our classrooms safer.
Over spring break, we noticed these new installations in every classroom. But what are they for? These new night lockdown devices are to lock the door from the inside, to keep the intruders on the outside locked out.
I think that the installment is a good idea for Huntington. It's kind of scary when you think that there could be someone in the hallway trying to attack people, trying to shoot people, and this is a way that we can protect ourselves at least somewhat from dangers like that.
As a reserve officer, I do think that the campus overall is safer since we don't have police on campus 24/7.
A member of SGA's task force told me what else we can expect to see in the future to make this campus a safer environment.
There's some exciting things coming down the line about getting a full-time officer on campus next year, which is essential and huge for us.
Jonathan also mentions how door scanners will be more strategic and that SGA will be implementing active shooter training for all campus members. Students agree that although this is important, more does need to be done.
This is just a step in the right direction. We still need to further our protocol in the case of an active shooter situation.
FDN wants to hear your thoughts. What could university leaders do to increase safety on campus? Let us know on Twitter at FDN_news. One of the founding fathers of HU's Digital Media Arts Department is moving on to a new opportunity. Professor Steve Leeper has announced that he has taken a new position at Central Michigan University. FDN's Noah Tobias spoke with Leeper to reflect on his impact on the campus and the community.
When you think of Huntington University, digital media arts comes to mind. It wasn't always like that. 12 years ago, Professor Steve Leeper helped start the animation program. Before coming to Huntington, he worked at Big Idea Productions.
We found out that jobs were going to be cut, that Jonah wasn't pre-selling like people had hoped. And so I had already been thinking about going back to grad school. I taught at Columbia College part-time for a decade before starting Big Idea, and had always had a desire to continue teaching. Lance Clark, who is, he's always got his ear to the ground. He's always building something. They've been thinking about building a digital media program, and he contacted my old boss, Phil Vischer, and asked him if there were any artists that were leaving the studio that had a desire to teach. There were 3 of us at the time. My goal for the program was that people would start lying about their faith to come and learn with us because what we were doing was so good. Like people who had no interest in coming to a Christian college would come, tell us they were Christian, just so that they could get access to the kind of filmmaking we were doing here. That excited me. Well, and I love the idea of somebody coming here and being changed because they interacted with our department.
And I've really grown spiritually as a Christian through experiences with him, and I really can't thank him enough for that. That stuff is really important to me.
With Leeper beginning the animation department here at Huntington University, that wasn't the only thing that he was involved with in the Huntington area. He also helped create the coffee shop 4 Cups Coffee, and also he went to 509 Community Church.
Steve is always he always throws his hat in the ring as far as bringing up things that he thinks are important. I've specifically enjoyed that as a leader, having someone who's vocal.
Leeper begins at Central Michigan this fall. The university is currently searching for a new faculty member for the animation department. Department leaders hope that this new hire will start teaching animation this fall. Well, Leeper will be missed around campus, but the cold weather will not. You can expect nice weather this weekend, reaching into the 60s. As we look at Friday, it will be mostly sunny with a high of 55. Saturday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 57. And for Sunday, we have a high of 63 with some light rain. If being outside isn't on your schedule for this weekend, then maybe watching someone everyone's favorite green ogre is. University's theater department, Shrek the Musical, opens in just a couple of hours. FDN's Brace Snyder joins us live from Zerker Auditorium with a preview of what to expect in this spring's production.
I'm here in the green room with Deshaun Burks getting ready for Shrek the Musical, which is being put on by Huntington's theater department. Now here I have Deshaun Burks. Deshaun, if people can't tell, what is your role in the play?
I'm the fairy godmother. No, I'm kidding. I play Shrek in the musical.
You can see him getting ready again. Shrek the Musical is going to be going on tonight at 7:30 for the leadoff performance. Now, what is your experience with Shrek? I'm assuming this is probably your first time playing Shrek.
Yes, indeed.
Have you enjoyed it so far?
I have until we got up to the makeup. No, I'm kidding. It's been a fun journey. It's definitely been an experience for my career in acting, and it's fun. It's going to be a great show.
Now, what times can people come and see Shrek the Musical?
Well, they can come see it tonight, of course. They still have time to get up, get ready, and jump in their cars at 7:30 tonight, or they can come tomorrow night at 7:30, or this Saturday. We also have a matinee show at 2:00 p.m. and also another night show Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And if you can't make it this weekend, I know you already have plans. Next weekend, on Thursday and Friday, there are night shows at 7:30 p.m. And then Saturday we have, once again, another 2:00 p.m. matinee show and a 7:30 p.m. show to end out our musical of Shrek.
Now, I grew up on Shrek, one of my favorite movies. How exciting is it to be able to put on the helmet or the mask and be able to get in the full suit?
It's exciting, but it's a little hectic at times. But it's definitely exciting to be able to put on this costume and play this character that so many people enjoy. And what like some kids grew up on. I know when I was younger, I grew up on Shrek too. So just to be in this role, it's just like, hey, I used to watch him on TV, and now I'm him. So it's really fun.
Well, go see Shrek this weekend or next week with Deshaun Burks as the lead role of Shrek. For FDN News, I'm Brace Snyder.
Well, when you're done watching Shrek, don't forget to check out those brackets.
Yeah, definitely, Kaylee. Basketball fans will be glued to their TVs this weekend as the March Madness Final Four basketball games will be happening on this Saturday. I'll tell you who to keep an eye on after we come back from the break. It's been the high and the low moments for many of you this past month. March Madness has ruined friendships and brought people together as they watch their favorite team and also not so favorite teams on the courts. FDN's Brace Snyder talked with FDN Sports Director Logan Hunt for a recap and a look ahead.
Good evening. I'm here with Logan Hunt, FDN Sports Director and Station Manager for Forrester Radio. And if you don't know, you're living in Indiana and it's March Madness time. Basketball is what matters here. Now, we've had quite a tournament, Logan, a lot of upsets and quite a few teams that also maybe were not teams that were looking to make it in the Final Four. What have you seen so far?
Yeah, there have been a couple big upsets that not a lot of people saw coming. Like you mentioned, we had Michigan make their good run, as well as South Carolina now in the Final Four. Wisconsin pulled a big upset. And Xavier, a lot of people slept on Xavier, and they were able to create some noise.
Well, and Frank Martin used to be a coach at Kansas State, did some great things at Kansas State. Now heading up South Carolina. South Carolina, the 7th seed, who has not won an NCAA tournament game since the year after my parents were born, 1972. That's been a while, folks. I don't think I was alive back then. I don't think Logan was either. They are still looking to make a good run here. This is a new experience for them. They are going up against a strong Gonzaga team. That game will be on CBS. That will be at 6:09 this Saturday. What do you have winning there, Logan?
Well, obviously, I like Gonzaga in that one. I mean, I think the slipper's not going to fit anymore for Frank Martin and that South Carolina team. A really pesky team, play really good defense, but I just don't think they have the firepower they need. Gonzaga's a legit team. They're a legit 1 seed, and they're showing it right now, and I think they're going to be in the national championship game. And shout out there to Mark Few. Mark Few done a fantastic job there at Gonzaga.
At the other end of the bracket, we're going to have North Carolina facing off against Oregon. That game's going to be at 8:49 on CBS. Now, Roy Williams, one of the veteran coaches, the only coach who has experience in Final Four play here between any of the teams in the Final Four. You got to wonder how that experience is going to match up against Oregon, Logan.
Yeah, like I said, Oregon really hasn't been there. They've been to the Elite Eight last year. They took a tough loss there. Dylan Brooks didn't have his best game. Then you have, like I said, North Carolina, Roy Williams. They were in the national championship game last year, lost on that heartbreaker to Chris Jenkins and Villanova. But obviously, North Carolina brings back a very experienced squad. Not just Roy Williams, we have Kennedy Meeks, Isaiah Hicks up front, Joel Berry, Justin Jackson. Those are NBA prospects you have in that starting 5. I think North Carolina has a bit of an edge there, like I said, because of the coaching, and they have seniors in that starting lineup.
Now, who do you have winning the national championship, Logan?
As much as it pains me to say it, I think North Carolina has to be the favorite in this one. Like I mentioned, Roy Williams, he's a great coach. I think he has a coaching edge on some of these other guys. I mean, North Carolina has the makings of a national championship team. The starting 5 is outstanding. It wipes the floor of anyone else's starting 5.
You heard it from Duke himself. North Carolina winning the national championship. Again, Logan Hunt, FDN Sports Director and Station Manager for Forrester Radio.
Who are you rooting for? You can let your voice be heard with our Twitter poll on Twitter at FDN_news. Norm the Forester is a national celebrity, but unfortunately fell a bit short toward winning a national title. The NAIA ran a bracket-style competition involving mascots across the country. Huntington University's Norm was pitted up against Pike University's Pikey for the championship title. Norm had the endorsements from the Fort Wayne Comets, Huntington University's president Sherilyn Emberton, and Wayne TV. These supporters weren't enough as Norm was within 30 votes of beating Pikey.
Well, Norm may have not gotten all the votes, but he sure is a winner in our hearts.
And speaking of Norm, he's going to join us live on the set right here on FDN News.
So Norm, thank you.
Gosh.
Lovely. So how was it to come so close to winning? Devastating. Well, how do you think that, how have you been proud of the Foresters supporting you? Have you been proud? Okay.
Truer words have never been spoken. Well, thank you, Norm, and thank you to all who voted for him.
Well, that's all we have for you in this installment of FDN News.
You can always check us out at forsterdigital.net and also follow us on Twitter at FDN_news.
Have a great night.